What's going on, everyone? Joe here with joesdtf.com. Thank you for watching another video. In this video, I want to go over something that is taking over the graphic design world, and that is AI. And I kind of go back and forth on how I feel about it, but I know for DTF transfers, it has been a game changer because now everybody can be an artist and everybody can get their transfers full color. As a graphic artist for almost 20 years, I remember the times of making artwork from scratch, and it was long and arduous to try to get a completed file done, and now you can do it with a couple prompts with AI. Now, that's great. You can do that. You can make your DTF transfers that much easier for your customers, for yourself, whatever event you're doing, and that's awesome. Not my point of the video entirely. My point in this one is that I can't stress enough making sure that you have your artwork ready to be printed at joesdtf.com, because everything you upload in that file is going to be printed. The quality you upload is going to be printed. We tell you on the website if the quality is bad and we want you to upscale. Some people don't listen to that and they get it printed. It's not as good as they wanted it to be. So I want to show you guys just an easy way for everybody. Again, you don't need to be a graphic artist to follow these steps. I'm learning this platform here, Photopea. I'm a Photoshop guy, and I'm even learning in that. I usually create artwork through Adobe Illustrator. It's a little bit different of a platform. But with Photoshop, it's a game changer, but not everybody has Photoshop. Not everybody knows a lot about Photoshop. But Photopea is a free platform which is very close to Photoshop without having to pay for it. And this is a good way to check your artwork before you upload it to Joe's DTF. So I'm going to show you guys a file that I created in ChatGPT with a couple simple prompts just to show you guys. So I'm going to open up my file here, and I just had it quickly whip up something just to show you guys. Now, when I tell you that it needs to be on a transparent background, and I've said it in other videos that you'll see a grid behind your artwork. Now, what we've been getting peppered into our orders is people uploading artwork that looks like this because it looks like it might be on a transparent background. But I want to show you guys how you can check this. So I'm in the layers option on Photopea. And what you can do to check is I'm going to create a separate layer here. I'm going to bring it below my file, which is titled background. And on the layer 1 here, I'm going to change this fill color to black. So I'm going to bring it down to black. I'm going to hit OK. Now, it should show up if this was transparent. If I move this, there's my black background. So that means that this grid is part of the artwork. So we've had in a couple orders, and I understand that it's frustrating and customers aren't totally happy because they think it's on a transparent background, but unfortunately it's not on a transparent background. You got the transparent background as a part of the file that you got created through your AI software, whether you're using ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, whatever other ones are out there for free. So I'm going to show you guys it's not necessarily the artwork is bad right here. I want to show you how you can check to make sure you're at the best quality and get rid of that checkered background that you have in the artwork. So the first thing you want to do is go up to image, and you want to see the quality of the artwork. So I'm at image size, and right now at 1500 pixels, which is not that big. My DPI is 72. That's not great. So what I want to do before I even take that background off is I'm going to upscale it. So I'm going to go to 300 DPI and hit OK. Now, maybe I don't want it that big. I might go back and, well, I'm going to go back and change this back to about 1500 pixels, 300 DPI. Because if I resize it, you saw how grainy it is. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to export this Oops. I'm going to export this as a PNG. I'm going to just call it, let's just go Joe's DTF checkered. And then I'm going to hit OK. So this is now saved into my downloads. And then where I'm going to go is upscale. So you can get this upscale.org, I believe. It's another free software that's going to upscale the quality of my artwork. And I'll show you here. So I'm going to pull in that new file. It's at 300 dpi, 1500 pixels. So I selected my image, and when you go to the bottom here, it shows you where my pixel count is to what I'm upscaling to if I go 2 times here. So that would only take me to 3000. So I'm actually going to go up, let's go up 4 times, and that's going to bring me up to 6000 pixels, which is great. So this might take a second. And as you can see, it's doing its job, upscaling. Now, you can see slightly here, I hope you can kind of see, it shifted the quality up. So it looks a lot better. It cleaned it up so it isn't very pixelated. The left side is the original side, the right side is the upscaled version. It might be hard to see on your screen, but I can tell it looks a lot better. So this is automatically saved into my downloads. So I'm going to go back to Photopea, and I'm going to open up the new upscaled version. So here it is here. Now, you can probably tell. I'm going to zoom in. This was the original, and then this is the upscaled version. You see how much sharper the lines are? So the original and the upscaled. So that's why we recommend upscaling it. So now that we have the upscaled version, I'm going to go back into image size. See, it says 6,000 pixels. I want to adjust my DPI to 300 again. I don't need it to go all the way up to 25,000 pixels. I'm actually going to only go to 4,500 pixels. And then this is going to size proportionally, and then I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so right now my file quality is fantastic, but we have to get that checkered background off. So I'm going to show you guys a couple different ways you can do this. So one way in Photopea, just like Photoshop. Now if you have Photoshop, you can pretty much follow these steps because they have similar tools in there. What I'm going to do first is go into my adjustment, up at image adjustments, and then I'm going to go to levels. So what I want you guys to see, I have this levels here, right? You see the gray and white background. Now that's going to print if you send that to us. But with this level, I'm going to go to the far right toggle here, and I'm going to draw this in. And as you can see, that's the original, and I'm going to carefully bring this in, and now I'm going to make this solid white background. So now I have a solid white background on my art. I'm going to hit OK. So here's my solid white background. Now I want to get rid of that. So there's 2 different ways you can do this now. One way I'm going to show you that's usually pretty good is I'm going to go to this magic wand tool. And the magic wand tool, up at the top, there's a tolerance. I'm going to adjust this tolerance to 25. I have my anti-alias, the contiguous, all that is still checked. Now I'm going to zoom in to show you guys. Now with the wand tool, I'm going to click on the white in the background. Now you see all that perforated area is pretty much the background. Now there might be stuff inside the artwork that you also want to get rid of, but we'll just show this outside at first. And what I'm going to do now is, since I have what I want selected, I'm going to hit delete. Okay, you see that? That is the background is off. Now you can see this is a transparent background, but I can see there's these little cavities inside my artwork that I'm going to still use the wand tool. I'm going to highlight that, hit delete. In here, hit delete. In here, you might want to get in closer. You can zoom in. I'm going to delete all this. Make sure you're deleting what you don't want included. Okay, so this is my file. It looks like it's on a transparent background, but you want to check to make sure. So what you can do to check to make sure, like we did in the beginning, is I'm going to create another layer here. So now I have a second layer above my original. I'm going to click on it and drag it below my original one. Now you can title these layers whatever you want. I have it just defaulted to background in layer 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to this half circle here, and I'm going to go up to color fill. Now you could put whatever color to emulate a background. I'll just do white for this purpose because you'll hopefully see a whole solid white background. And then you're going to hit OK. So there you go. That's my original. Now if you think like maybe that's not the color you want, I'm going to click a different color. You can adjust it whatever color you want to look at. This is indicating it's on a transparent background. Now if there's other parts you see in there, like I see up here, I don't want that. You can go over to your erase tool here, and go back to your background, I should say, and now I'm just going to erase it. Even though I'm going to trim this, and that wouldn't have been included anyways. If you didn't want this little piece up here, you can get rid of it. Now you can see this file is exactly what I want. You can click off. When you click off, it's on the transparent background. Now, this is basically ready to go. Now I want to show you another way you could have done the background removal. So let's go and start all over. And I'm going to pull in the upscaled version. Here we go. Now I'm going to go and do the same thing I did in the beginning with the adjust levels. And I'm going to bring my level all the way till I see that white background that I have there. And then from here, what you can do is go up to select, and you can click on subject. And what subject is doing is essentially what we did with the wand, but what it's doing is selecting the artwork that we want. And then what we're going to do is what's called a clipping mask. So down here, this little circle inside the rectangle, I'm going to click on that, and it automatically clipped the background out for me. So this is just as good as the other one. And to show you, make the next layer, bring it below, go up to color fill, and I'm going to click on white, and there you go. And again, you want to see other colors, you can shift it around and do what you want. Now I noticed I didn't get to the clipping mask, didn't remove these other little cavities here. So you want to go back up and take either the wand tool, click on it, and just delete these areas. And if you want to get rid of these little lines, if you don't want that in your artwork, again, you could just kind of erase these little sections. They will print. So I'm just taking the eraser tool and removing that. You can take out whatever you want. So I'm just kind of showing you guys. Again, you have spots up here we can remove. So there were two different ways that you could get rid of that background. And now I'm on the transparent background. Okay? But this isn't done. We have the background is gone. The DPI is good. Now the last thing is making sure you trim the edges of your workspace to the artwork. Because if you uploaded the file at the way that this looks right now, and you sized it at Joe's DTF, it's going to size by the edges of your workspace. I hope that makes sense. All you have to do is either simply go up to Image, Trim, and hit OK. See, it didn't do it all the way because I must have pixels here. But what you could do is take this crop tool, and I'm going to just bring the edges in close to the artwork. So all the way up is as close as you can get it. And without cutting off your artwork. And that looks perfect. So there you go. It's exactly what we want. Again, turn on that background. It looks fantastic. It's on the transparent background. That is a transparent background. Now I'm going to delete that because I don't want it in my print file. I'm going to double check to make sure that my image size is actually at 300 dpi, because you want to go bigger. So if I bring this into Joe's DTF and have to downsize it, it doesn't affect the overall DPI. It's going to still be over 300, which is what we recommend for you. But that's what I wanted to show you guys. This is exactly how to set up your file when you are using any AI artwork. I know that a lot of you are testing that out and coming up with some awesome creative things, but I want to make sure that your artwork is set up correctly so that you don't get a print with the checkered background, or you don't get a print that isn't exactly the size you wanted. It's all so vital to make sure that you set up your file correctly, and I'm showing you a software that you can access for free. Adobe Illustrator is quite expensive. I understand not everybody has that. Not everybody is an artist. But for you to be able to do these simple adjustments to make sure that your artwork's good, it's going to save you the headache in the end. We certainly don't want you guys being mad at us because the way the prints came out, because we print everything that you send us exactly as is. So please take the time, set this up, check out Photopea.com, check out Upscale, the .org, upscale.org, I believe, is where you can get this app to make sure you scale your artwork up. And then do these steps, upload your artwork at joesdtf.com, and I promise you the results are going to be fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it helped. Make sure if you have any questions, you leave them in the comments. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting us so far. Please make sure, leave a review, join our group. Every little bit helps. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and most of all, keep being a rock star.